What's up, y'all? Hope y'all doing okay out there. Hope everybody's good. Leave all your questions in the chat. I'm gonna get started in a second. Wait till some more people get in here. Hopefully, y'all can hear me good today. I got a nice video lined up for you guys, so hopefully, you're gonna learn something. Let's give people a couple more minutes to get in here, then we'll get started. So, appreciate everybody for being here. Friday on time. Everybody who's late, I appreciate everybody who watched my stuff on the playback. I know a lot of times you don't get a chance to see it, but later on tomorrow or whatever, I end up having a bunch of views. So try to still get it out of the way. All right. Well, listen, let's get started. If you missed it, watch this on the playback. Hopefully you're here with me so you can catch on to some of this stuff. All right. All right, let's get busy. So, how to maintain your physique. Now, the reason I'm talking about maintaining your physique is because sometimes you'll get to a level of accomplishment in your body that you're starting to like, and maybe it's not all over. Maybe you're not well developed everywhere. Maybe you haven't met your prime or whatever like that. But you have certain body parts on you that you do like, and so you still want to maintain certain things. And we're going to get into all the different angles of maintenance on how to keep your body once you reach the goal you want with your size or shape or whatever, your symmetry on that body part, how to save it so that it doesn't, go away if you stop working out for a couple of days or you don't do the same exercises and all of a sudden now you've lost it all. Same thing with like your abs. You might get some abs one day and then boom, they're gone next day, So I'm going to talk about how to maintain your body, how to maintain that muscle, how to maintain your physique and what to do. And try not to keep it too scientific for you guys. I'm trying to keep it pretty basic. So the first thing is that you want to assess your current goals, right? You want to look at your goals and say, okay, what is it that I actually want to accomplish? Like, what is it that I'm trying to become with my physique, right? What type of symmetry do you want from your body, right? What plan do you have for your body? What is your goal? Like, what are you trying to accomplish with it? Because if you know, okay, I want to look like this, or I want to be this size, or I want to lose this amount of weight and stay around here, that's the first step. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have a first plan of where you want to go to. And once you've done, had the idea and put the map on the chart and you know what it is, you know exactly what you want to do. Now it's time to start detailing how to get you to that goal, right? So the first thing is assess your body, like figure out what it is that you want to do, how you want to get to your goal, what you like about yourself. Maybe you do like some things, maybe you don't like some things, but you need to do a full blown audit. The second thing is, audit your current physique. Look at yourself and say, okay, well, what do I have? What can I work with? What are my strong points? And what are my areas that I can bring up? And sometimes a lot of you guys, what's crazy is that, you can't really see your own. Let me see how I can explain this. Sometimes you can't see your potential that somebody else can see in you. And they may see you from a distance and be like, wow, he has great arms. But you might look at yourself and be like, man, all right, it's not nothing too crazy. But people will notice those things and they'll tell you those are your strong points. And you may have some areas in your body where you think those are your strong points, but they're really not. Or maybe they are strong points. Maybe you just, you carry more mass in your arms. And a lot of guys can't carry mass in their arms. Or maybe you just carry, big legs. Like you can get calves or you can get whatever. Or maybe you're a woman, you get big glutes or your hamstrings grow easily. A lot of women can't get hamstrings. Like sometimes you just have those things. And, you want to keep those things and you want to look at them and say, okay, these are my strong points, but I could bring this up. I could bring this up. Maybe I need some work here and I need some work there, right? So now we're talking about trying to find that balance in your body so that you know what it is that you need to be focusing on heavily and things that you probably can pull back off of. So if you're somebody who has those great arms, maybe you don't need to work your arms as intensely as you think you need to. Maybe you can kind of back off your arms, right? And the body parts that need development as well, you can start working those more often if possible, right? Now, the third thing is lagging body parts need to be targeted as priority now. And so when you're going through the maintenance process and you know, let's say, for example, you're not going to work out as seriously as you had been. You got to this physique, now you've maintained these body parts that you like. Let's say we got to the part where we like something. And we know we're not going to always be able to work out as intensely as it took us to be able to get to this point. Maybe it took a lot of hard work and dedication and dieting and, you know, a bunch of supplements that it took you to get here. And, you know, it's like, look, I can't maintain all this. Like, I took a million supplements. I took, you know, I was eating 4 or 5 times a day. I was doing this, I was doing, and you know, you want to kind of have a physique, but you don't want to lose it all. Now, you're going to lose some of it. You're going to lose some of that detail. But as far as the frame, I want you to be able to have it so that you could always come back to it if you ever want to go through that route again. You know, you never want to lose it to where it's like, people look at you and they're like, you used to work out? Like, when was this? You know what I mean? You don't want to be that guy, but you still want to be looking like you could still possibly go to the gym, but you and I know that you don't go as much as you want to, or you don't work out as intense as you used to, right? So you kind of still got to have something there behind the scenes. And the lagging body parts now can be used as something to target as priority. So let's say you're not going to the gym as much. Maybe you're only going to the gym twice a week or something like that. And you know, you just want to maintain what you had and just do heavy compound lifts or something to keep that muscle activated, but try to do, you know, full body movements. And you're doing full body movements twice a week. And within those full body movements you're doing, or a full body workout that you're doing 2 times a week, if you know you have lagging body parts that needed some extra attention because you don't have the time to really dedicate those 5 days that you used to, now on those days that you're doing your full body, you want to give extra attention to the things that you were missing. So for example, like with me, right? I was maintaining my body and I knew that I was going to go through, you know, taking medicine and whatever. And I tore my bicep and all this other stuff, and I was just going to be out of commission. But during that time, I audited myself and I said, okay, well, what did I have when I was at my best? And what did I not have? I didn't like the way my calves looked. I didn't like the way my arms looked. Like, my triceps were pretty small. And so to me, that was time for me to say, okay, let me start doing these triceps all the time and start being real heavy on them. Even if I'm not doing, you know, going to the gym like I need to be making sure that I'm beating down these triceps so that when it's time to get back in there, they're a little more, you know, higher up on the scale than my other stuff because I let the other stuff kind of lag down, but I've been maintaining these to let them, you know, still be strong points on me or to bring up my weaknesses. And what happens is once I went back to the gym, they were already here. So everything caught up super quick, but now they kind of make sense. Where before it was like everything was here and my triceps were down here. And so keep that in mind. Okay. So make sure that, you know, you want to give some undivided attention to the areas of your body that you know needed some attention, you know, and that's why you get a chance to kind of look at yourself from every angle and do the audits. All right. Now, the next thing is maintaining your muscle. You won't need to be so strict on your diet or your workout. You may want to gain or lose weight or whatever it is that you're trying to do, but the muscle is there anyway. All right. So I know sometimes you guys are scared, like, oh, well, if I don't go to the gym in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, am I going to lose everything? Am I going to lose all my gains and stuff like that? You know, you're not going to lose all your gains. Like, if you lose what you built up in 2 or 3 weeks, you never really had anything. And when I mean by not having anything, maybe you were just based off your body was built off of supplements and a whole bunch of other stuff, like stuff that you couldn't really sustain, something that you couldn't maintain. Like you had to eat 5 times a day, 6 times a day, and have all these supplements and carry around a gallon of water, and you're taking creatine and you're taking all this other stuff, like just to keep that machine running. And when you pull those things from this machine, now what are you? You just snap back into, you know what I mean? Then at that point, like, what did you really have? And so you want to still be able to keep some of that. And it's like when you look at professional athletes, a lot of times, even when they're older or they're in their 50s and 60s, you can still tell that person used to do something, right? And even if they're old men, they used to do something. So you know that stature is still there, and it's always going to be there if you build it naturally and have a strong foundation. You don't build it on supplements, right? But in order to maintain that stature, you got to do some type of full body movements and some type of maintenance, like I was saying. And so don't be worried that you're going to lose it all if you don't work out, you know, for a while, because it will stay there. And make sure you're touching everything, you know, in the meantime. But when it's time to come back to working out again, it'll bounce back. And all it's going to take is you just being consistent again, eating. And of course, you know, just hopefully you have a mindset that you remember where you were at in your mindset when you were growing. Because sometimes, like, if you don't have the same like intensity as you did when you were really putting in the work that time, and you take a break and now you try to get back to it, and you're doing everything following the same formula, but you don't have that same mindset of where you were at and that greed when you were in the gym and that focus and clocking in when you were in there, you may still never meet your goals, or you may just never bounce back to that. So keep that in mind too. All right, now let's get to the workout section. And I'll keep this short and simple. Hopefully, I don't run over too much. As far as your workouts, you still want to try to get sore. Okay, the goal is to still try to get sore with your maintaining, and even if you're just doing it with calisthenics or whatever like that, like still try to do things that get you sore. Don't just work out just enough to be like, all right, I did something today. That's not enough. Still try to get sore. You just want to consolidate your time. So maybe you're not going to be able to, work out hardcore, but if you're doing those full body movements, still try to find things that would really tear you down. And if you don't know if they'll tear you down, what you can do is do a lot of reps of them. You do high volume. So what's it called, like German volume training or something like that? You would do that instead. So go for 100 of just straight shoulder presses with whatever weight. You just do 100, and that's your shoulders that day. Same thing with your chest. You would do, cable flies, and that's your chest that day. And then your triceps, you pick one exercise and just beat it down for reps. And so that's a great way to just maintain your body if you're, off, or if you're traveling or something like that, and you need to just, find something to do. Just find that body part and keep on attacking it until it tears down. And you can do one exercise if you want to, and that still will suffice. Okay, so don't feel bad because you only had one thing that you were able to do. Even if you're like traveling or in a hotel or something like that, same thing. Like I've still gotten busy in hotels or whatever. Like find that one exercise that works for you and just keep going, 200, 300 reps if you need to. Okay. All right. Now, if you had something that is sustainable and you can keep it up, keep it up. Keep that sustainable thing up. If you have something that you were doing and you're fine with your diet, you're fine with the way your workouts were, you're fine with how everything worked, keep that same thing. You don't have to deviate from what you had that's working. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Leave it right there, and that should be fine just for you. Like you don't have to even listen to this. If you know how to maintain your body and you know what you can eat every day, day in and day out, and you found your formula, perfect. The only thing you need to do is just focus on not deviating from your formula. Okay, so keep that in mind too. Now, again, I'll say this again. You can relax on your strong parts and remember to start going harder on your weak areas. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. And then the last thing is, if you can and you're not sure about what you can do and you still just need to maintain, or even if you're trying just to build your foundation, maintaining your foundation is the most important thing. Like what's underneath all the mass, like the muscle, the shoulders, they'll grow, they'll get massive, the biceps, they'll grow, but the shape of how they are when they're not even blown up, when they're not inflated or anything, that shape, that's what we're talking about having still. The shape of your waist, having the symmetry in your abs and your quads and your calf, like having that stuff, even whether you're a higher weight or a lower weight, that same symmetry is so important. And the way to maintain just always having that, never losing it, of course, always boils down to, like, you can do full body workouts, but the main thing is probably calisthenics. And so if you can find some type of calisthenic workouts to do, or if that's the easiest way for you to maintain, you don't have any type of equipment or anything, that's the best way to do it. And always keep that. Even at my worst, I was always doing pull-ups. Even when I wasn't doing anything, I was doing dips, I was doing push-ups, I was doing my squats. And that kept me afloat even at my downtimes where I didn't have the gym and I just knew I was taking off, or if I was on the road for long periods of time, I would still do those things, and my calisthenics kept me afloat. And so that's my advice on how to maintain your body. Hopefully you guys learn something, and hopefully you learn something that you can share with somebody else. I'll be here again next Friday, 6:45. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the link below, sign up and subscribe to my Instagram as well. And please turn on the notifications so that when we get ready for these videos, you guys know it's coming. And if you have any questions or you got any topics that you'd like me to discuss, feel free to leave those in the chat. And I appreciate you guys for watching. See you next time. I'm about to go watch this Lakers game and watch Peaky Blinders. And my night is done. I'll see y'all later.